Hey everybody, welcome to my webinar today. I will be going over a few updates and enhancements that have been included in the Teamcenter 2312 release version. We will be beginning in just a few moments. I just want to give people a few more minutes to join. Thank you. All right, great, so let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Will Awad, and today I'll be going over some of the latest enhancements for Teamcenter version 2312. The overview for this release has been broken down into 4 distinct parts. These parts are Plan, Deliver, Develop, and Foundation. From the Plan portion of the overview, I've selected 3 key topics that I'd like to discuss with you today. These topics are Product Configurator, Bill of Materials Management, and Program, Project, and Process Management. Our first topic of discussion will be Product Configurator. Using Product Configurator, you can control the life cycle of your configurator data right from Active Workspace. This also includes Teamcenter X. This total control allows you to release features, families, models, and constraints without having to have knowledge of the data model. The system takes care of it all from behind the scenes. With the introduction of the ability to submit configurator data to a workflow, you can now release models, families, features, constraints, and variants. In the case of families and features, their allocations can be listed and they can also be submitted to a workflow. Since the Submit to Workflow command can use any workflow template, you can also take advantage of your company's custom templates. As an example, you can automate the release of multiple objects with one single workflow command. Once the object has been released, you can apply a filter on the configuration data using revision rules. Whenever you edit or release a model, family, feature, constraint, or variant, you have the option to create a revision by using the revise command. This allows you to create discrete revisions of any changes that you make. For families and features, you can also revise their allocations. Revision rule filters can be applied to the configurator data to display only those revisions that you wish to see. One of the great features and enhancements that has been made to Product Configurator is introducing effectivity in Active Workspace. Whenever you edit or release a model, family, feature, constraint, or variant, users have the option to create a revision using the Revise tool. Effectivities are important in managing the life cycle of your configurator data because it allows you to control when certain models, features, and constraints are active. Date or unit effectivities may be assigned, and for each configure object, you can assign multiple effectivities, for example. After assigning effectivities, you can use the effectivity filter to display only those objects that fall within the criteria of that filter. One of the great features of Active Workspace is its Product Configurator Matrix Editor. You can use a simple table to define standard and optional features for a product variant, then specify the product variant dynamically by creating a condition with model and product variant specific features. That way you can indicate that a family is required for a product variant. Think of standard features as included and optional features as available for that product variant. In Teamcenter 2312, users can filter object families based on if they are fully configured or only partially configured right out of the box. This is done using the order and overlay profiles. When you configure an incomplete order using the order profile, the content and varied conditions containing incomplete part families will be configured out. This example shows the different results when configuring with the order profile versus when you're configuring with the overlay profile. The example shows an engine assembly with features small, medium, and large, and its corresponding parts with varying conditions for each engine. In case the engine assembly is not selected, the order profile will configure out all three parts. In this next slide, I will provide a brief video demonstration. Here you can see that we have a hand drill assembly tree on the left, while on the right, we are looking at the varying conditions that have been set for the battery voltage and the battery type. Now, if we go to variant configuration under details, you can see that we are able to filter the tree on the left by selecting the different variants on the right. We are going to start off by setting the profile to overlay. Notice that when we select a battery voltage and click Apply Configuration, the tree on the left is filtered. If we untick the 12-volt box on the right, the filtering is removed, revealing all possible variants. We can filter further by selecting both a battery voltage and battery type. Now if we go back into settings and change the profile to order, if we scroll down, you will notice that there is a field checked that says explicit configuration. If we now click Apply Configuration again, you will notice that the other variants under the Housing and Chuck section of the tree disappear. This is being driven by the profile, which is Order, and the explicit configuration, which is toggled on. If we deselect one of the required fields, in this case, the type of battery, this will leave the entire left side's battery variant blank. Teamcenter 2312 also has the ability to feed your product variants back into various third-party integrations. Whether it be SAP or any of the many other ERP systems, the integration with Teamcenter allows the user to start the configuration process in Teamcenter and finish it in your ERP system, or vice versa. In this section, we will go over the enhancements that have been made in the Bill of Materials Management area of Teamcenter 2312. Two areas of improvement that I've highlighted are EBOM and alignment and structure management. For release 2312, the design BOM alignment capabilities were enhanced with improvements in executing the alignment checks and change-driven coordinated updates of evolving design bill of materials and engineering bill of materials in a more controlled way. Improvements to structure management were made in reference designators, importing with the addition of dry run imports, mass update, solution variants, and indexing. In this next video, I will demonstrate the Save As function. Using this function, you can create a copy of an existing design or part assembly with a choice to copy the aligned part or design assembly. The system will maintain connectivity between the old and new design with the aligned part of their children for downstream MBOM and SBOM propagation. In this video here, you can see that we have our brake assembly currently open inside of Product Configurator. Here are the aligned parts, as well as the aligned part context. On the right-hand side in the Visualization tab, we're going to select Details. Now if we select the three buttons at the top right, select New, and then select Save As, In this panel, we'll be able to give our new object a name and description, as well as we'll select the copy part alignment toggle. If we click Save, the system now notifies us that we've created our new part using an existing part alignment. Now we're going to select Align from the top toolbar and do Open Alignment View. On the left-hand side, you'll see our design BOM, while on the right-hand side, you'll see our engineering BOM. If we toggle Show Alignment View command, and you'll note that the occurrence alignments between the newly created design and part structure are not established by the system. To fix this, if we invoke the automated update and then reselect Show Alignment Status, we're able to now visualize the fully aligned copy of the design and part assembly. This is confirmed inside of the assembly tree. Let's dive a bit deeper into the eBOM design BOM alignment capabilities of Teamcenter 2312. Alignment check mode, which was demonstrated in the previous video, also keeps the alignment check running in dynamic mode while the user continues to author and update alignments. Users can now toggle on the red line mode to easily understand the modified and aligned BOM under an active change context as well. Another useful feature is the ability to automatically generate bill of materials for deformed parts. This can be done for multiple instances of designs by declaring them to be part of the same group through any existing or custom property. This next video here will dive deeper into the red line capabilities. First, we're going to open a product BOM from the eBOM workspace. Now, we view the related structure section to see that it displays the product design linked with the product BOM. Next, we're going to open the product BOM in the alignment view. Here, we can generate a BOM from a selected design assembly through drag and drop methodology in the active change context. Now, we can toggle on Show Red Lines to view the newly generated product BOM that will be displayed in green in the red line mode that can be reviewed for effectivity inheritance from the active change. Upon expanding the collapsed BOM node, the system calculates the alignment status as the BOM expands. Here, we can view the generated BOM in the embedded viewer. Now if we toggle the part usage icon, we can show and hide the BOM in the embedded viewer. Note that the part usage has one-to-many alignments with the design. Now we're going to invoke the align report command. Here the system notifies that the alignment check report on the complete structure is being generated, and the user will get an alert when the report generation is complete. The alert section displays the hyperlink system generated process alignment check report. Upon the hyperlink alignment status check report, you will see the complete BOM. The system displays the alignment issues on the collapsed design nodes. Tooltips lets users know that there are missing alignments below one of the collapsed assembly nodes. The user continues to expand the design node with missing alignments, and the system displays the issues with the design node where the part design and occurrence alignments are missing, in this case. The user continues to review the alignment issues for other design nodes by expanding other design nodes. In the end, the user reviews the fully aligned designs for which the BOM was generated. In this next video, you will see how you can carry over the structure alignment and visualization of a newly revised design assembly with the existing part as a starting point to make design updates. Here we have a fully aligned and released design assembly open in Active Workspace. The user opens the design assembly in the alignment view. Next, the user toggles the Show Alignment Status to confirm the alignment status of the design and BOM. The user then revises the design assembly under an active change context. The system revises the design and displays the new revision in the redlining view. The system also restores the child alignments that is reflected by the alignment indicators, along with the visualization of the assembly BOM. The user navigates to the Align Part section to confirm that the existing part revision is aligned with the new revision of the design. Now the user modifies the revised design by adding a new design component. This now updates the assembly BOM using the guided update methodology. On the right-hand side, you can see the user is now reviewing the updated assembly BOM. Switching gears a bit, we're going to cover the updates made to structure management. Reference designators can be used to label individual occurrences of a part in a product. Support has been extended for reference designators by providing an option to display in a list by automatically calculating quantity based on the number of reference designators, and by allowing longer lists of reference designators on a single BOM line. You can also import structures from Excel using Active Workspace. In this latest Teamcenter release, import dry run functionality has been added. This means that the system will run through the import process and record all errors that it encounters. It then presents these errors so that you can fix each of them and retry the import. Lastly, Mass Update allows you to efficiently update multiple assemblies at once. In previous releases, Mass Update could only be performed within a change that had a single problem item. Now you can Mass Update with multiple problem items. In this next video, you will see that the system can now automatically calculate quantity on a BOM line based on the number of entries in the reference designator list. This in turn makes it easier to keep your data accurate. You can also now have two display options for reference designators. This can be displayed as a range or as a comma-separated list. Here's a simple assembly with a bottom line representing 10 capacitors. The reference designators are specified as a list. You can edit this list directly in the table. You can also enter the data either as a list or as a range. The system displays the data in a configurable format. In this case, it is displayed as a list. Here the quantity has automatically been updated from 10 to 100. In this next video, we will see an example of an import structure dry run failure. Here's an Excel sheet containing a structure to be imported. The yellow highlighted cells contain errors. The highlighting is simply there for illustration purposes. First, we request to import the structure. This is imported as a foreground process. An error message is shown indicating, as you can see, an error message has shown up indicating that the import was not successful. The Teamcenter information column highlights errors per row. Also, an alert is generated indicating the failure. A file is attached to the alert, including the text of all errors. Now we see an example of an import dry run that completed successfully. Here we have an Excel sheet containing 2 assemblies. Both assemblies will be imported. After a successful import, this first assembly is opened. The parts do not yet exist in Teamcenter, so the preview shows that they will be created. We import the parts, and the system opens the first part in the list. Both assemblies have been added to the selected folder. Lastly, we'll be showing Enhanced Mass Update. When in a change notice, you can find impacted items and document how each should be modified. This happens on the Change Mass Update tab. For each problem item, the system finds all assemblies in which they are used. When there is more than one problem item, the system provides a drop-down for you to choose one at a time. Here's an assembly that has 2 items that need to be replaced. We initiate a change notice. The selective items will be added as a problem items to the change. The Mass Update tab lists the parent assemblies for the first problem item. You can select the second problem item to view its parent assemblies. You can then use the table to specify what change is needed for each problem. This leads us to our final section, process management. The Teamcenter 2312 release allows you to precisely classify items and their related items as not impacted during change impact analysis. You can also revert an assembly bill of materials to a previous state with the new edit actions. This reduces the manual effort, which is error-prone and time-consuming, to go to a previous state inside the bill of materials. Here we will be covering impact analysis. The Impact Analysis tab provides a view of all the impacted and non-impacted candidates and related item tables based on an item's impact designation. In this video, I am a change analyst and I've created a change request and want to analyze the problem and item, which is gimbal spindle. I switch to Impact Analysis tab and select the problem item as gimbal spindle. The system provided me a table of impacted candidates for a change problem item, gimbal spindle, in greater detail inside the impacted candidates and related items table. Now that I've selected the gimbal spindle and RW head assembly as the impacted items, I'm now going to select hard drive 0543 and hard drive 042 documents and click the not impacted command and selected 0541 and added it to impacted items. This way, in both tables, you can clearly know what is impacted and what is not impacted and what is yet to be analyzed. A green color bar next to the item name indicates the candidate is not impacted in the ECN. A yellow bar indicates that the item is impacted in the ECN. No color bar indicates which are yet to be analyzed. With Teamcenter 2312, the revert functionality lets you return a red line change back to its original impacted version. In this video, I am a project manager as well as a change analyst for all the changes. I have released the base plate assembly and its components with the effectivity of 1st of October and up. I am now in the process of doing a few updates to this assembly using a second change and release effectivity 1st of November and up. I have opened the base plate assembly and revised the base plate assembly B with an active change. I add a new component as magnet for the parent assembly. The new magnet gets an effectivity date from the current change as 1st of November and up. I remove the component magnet. The system cuts back the old magnet effectivity as 1st of October to 1st of November. Then I replace an existing component lock gimbal in the bill of materials structure with new lock gimbal. The new lock gimbal component comes with effectivity as 1st November and up, and the system cuts back the lock gimbal effectivity as 1st of October to 1st of November. These modifications are seen as a bill of material red line in the structure and are also tracked in the ECN summary. This is where I think all three bill of material modifications are unintentional and incorrect. I want to revert them. I switch to bill of materials. I right-click on the added BOM component, new magnet, and click revert. The component gets removed from the bill of materials. I then revert back the original magnet. I then revert on the replace component, new lock gimbal. The new lock gimbal goes away, and the original line item, lock gimbal, returns to the assembly bill of materials with its original effectivity the 1st of October and up. Switching to the change summary, I obviously do not see the removed component. However, I will see the newly added new magnet and new lock gimbal added via replace in the change summary. I could either leave the new objects for tracking purposes or cut them. One final note that I would like to make before we wrap up is that Teamcenter 2312 supports all the latest CAD software versions. Now I'd like to take some time to answer a few questions that anyone may have. All right, just pulling it up on my other screen here. Okay, my camera should be on and everyone should be able to see me. All right, I just want to say thank you again for attending. In the interest of time, I'm probably going to only be able to answer, one or two questions. So let me get started here. And again, if I miss your question, I'll make sure to email you directly with the answer. Okay, let's see. We have a question here saying that I noticed that you only showed Active Workspace in this demo. Is the dedicated Teamcenter client not receiving these updates, meaning the dedicated Teamcenter rich client? I'd say to answer your question, the features and enhancements for this update are geared more towards Active Workspace because it's more in line with Siemens' overall goal of eventually phasing out Active Workspace, the rich client. The goal is to move actually towards full Active Workspace deployments and not have any need for the rich client. Okay, let me see. What else we have here for questions? Okay, we have one more. It says, you mentioned custom properties or preferences. Is this something that an end user would set or create? I'd say generally 99% of the configuration of Teamcenter, whether it be properties or preferences, is done by a dedicated Teamcenter admin. End users will rarely, if at all, need to be part of the configuration of Teamcenter. In regards to the back end, that is. In regards to the planning of configuration, the end users will be a part of it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're at about time. Again, if I missed you or if I missed your question, feel free to reach out to us at let me pull it up here, solutions@goplm.net. That way, again, I plan on responding to everybody's questions with a dedicated email. But say, for some reason I missed your question or you are interested in hearing more about some of the topics that I discussed today, feel free to reach out. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.